In this part, we will explain the method of obtaining and preparing maps of shapefile and raster for the soil type and land use, or the land cover for the work in general, and the extracting or grouping from them of the shapefile and raster maps for a soil type and land use or land cover for two or more countries using the shapefile maps for those countries. We will take an example, the countries of Iraq and Syria, and thus use these maps in the implementation of various programs using many programs, including the WMS and ArcSWAT program and other programs. Note that we explained that in the second part of this series of soil type and land use video, but for one country only, which is Iraq. And since the grouping includes two or more countries, several cases appear, which we will explain them in this part and in the next parts. We make a file for soil type and land use on the desktop entitled Iraq and Syria multi-country. Now we come to the first case, 1A, which we will explain in this part. It is if the main map is of type raster and for the whole world, then in this case the shapefile maps for the borders of two or more countries must be combining through union, where we have the shapefile map for Iraq IDM shapefile and for Syria IDM shapefile, and we will merge these two maps by union in the ArcMap program. Then we go to ArcToolbox and we choose the Spatial Analyze tool, then Extraction, then Extract by mask, and then transfer the raster map to shapefile for two or more countries. The following is an application for this first case, 1A, as this case includes the following. First, we group the globe cover raster and shapefile map located in the following path. Where we have here this file entitled Glob Cover 2009 version 2.3 color, and the land cover file found inside this file entitled Glob Cover 2009 version 2.3 color with the TIF extension. As we see, this file entitled Glob Cover 2009 version 2.3 color with TIF extension, and as follows. We make a file on the desktop entitled Iraq and Syria shapefile. As we see, Iraq and Syria shapefile. Now, to merge the two shapefile maps, we will need two shapefile maps with the title with the title Iraq IDM shapefile and Syria IDM shapefile. As we see, where the method for obtaining these two maps is explained in the video of the first part of this series of the soil type and land use category. To make these two maps of Iraq and Syria through union, we go to the ArcMap program, then to the Arc Toolbox window, then in Arc Toolbox we go to the analysis tools for working on the shapefile files. Then we go to the overlay and then we choose union. Then in the input feature field we choose the first file in the following path: desktop Iraq IDM shapefile, Iraq IDM 0 shapefile, Iraq IDM shapefile, Iraq IDM 0 shapefile. Then we press add. Then we choose the second file in the following path: desktop Syria IDM shapefile, Syria IDM 0 shapefile, and then we press add. Then we specify the save location inside the file that we made a little while ago on the desktop in the following path: desktop Iraq and Syria shapefile, desktop Iraq and Syria, inside Iraq and Syria shapefile. Then we write the save name, and it must be without spaces, which is Iraq Syria shapefile SHP union. SHP union. Then we click on save. Then in this field we select, in this field we select all and we press OK. We wait for the merging process to complete. And a message appears including that the union operation was successful. This is the shapefile map of Iraq and Syria, and it has been merged correctly. Then we go to the table of content and make right click on the merged shapefile layer for Iraq and Syria. Then open attribute table and we see the table, and it contains merged information for Iraq and Syria. Now we go and open the raster map of the land cover of the world, where the method for obtaining it is explained in the video of the second part of this series of the soil type and land use category in the following path: via add, and to the file entitled Glob Cover in this path. And we open this file entitled the Glob Cover 2009 version 2.3 color with the TIF extension. We make add, then we make on the map layer zoom to layer showing the land cover map for the world. Zoom to layer as we see. Now we go to the desktop and we make file entitled Glob Cover 2009 version 2.3 color as we see. And inside it we make the following file. First, we make a file entitled Iraq and Syria land cover. Iraq and Syria land cover. Second, we make a file entitled Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile. Third, we make a file entitled Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile UTM. Now we return to the ArcMap program and grouping the land cover map for Iraq and Syria using the combined shapefile map for Iraq and Syria, where we go to Arc Toolbox, then to Spatial Analyze Tool, Arc Toolbox, then Spatial Analyze Tools, then we go to Extraction, and then we choose Extract by Mask. In the field input raster, we choose the raster map of the land cover of the work titled Glob Cover 2009 version 2.3 color TIF. In the input feature, we select the merged shapefile map for the Iraq and Syria. And in the output raster field, we specify the location for saving in the file that we created in the desktop in the following path: desktop, Glob Cover 2009 version 2.3 color, Iraq and Syria, land cover, and we write the name Iraq, Syria, land cover. Then we click on save. Here the save name is rejected and red error mark appears, so we correct the name as we see here. Then we click save. Then we click save and also reject the name because it is long, so we press cancel. Then we go back to extract by mask and define the options as we see. And then we write the file name, and this time we write only Iraq, Syria. Then we click save. The name is accepted without an error mark. Then we press OK. Then a message appears indicating that the operation was successful. Then we go to the table of content and close the land cover map of the world. The land cover map appears for Iraq and Syria. As we see, then we make on the map layer, zoom to layer, the land cover map appears for Iraq and Syria. Then we make right click on the land cover map layer for Iraq and Syria in the table of content, then open attribute table. The table appears with the field title value representing the land use numbers for Iraq and Syria. Then we close the table. And now we are converting the raster map of the land cover for Iraq and Syria into map of type shapefile, where we go to our toolbox. Then to conversion tools, then to from raster, then we choose raster to polygon, in the field input raster we choose the land cover map for Iraq and Syria, and in the field we select value. Then we make Ctrl+C to the save name and specify the path to the file that we created on the desktop. Here we make Ctrl+C and specify the path of the of file that we create in the desktop here. In the file titled Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile, we write the file name by Control V, then we press save. Then we press save and OK. We wait for the process to complete. Now a message appears indicating that the raster to polygon transfer process was successful. This is shapefile map of the land cover of Iraq and Syria, where we go to table of content and make right click on the map layer, then open attribute table. The table appears with the field titled shape of type polygon and field entitled grid code for the land use numbers for the land cover map for Iraq and Syria. Then we close the table. This is the shapefile map of land cover of Iraq and Syria with geographic latitude longitude coordinates. So we convert it to UTM coordinates, where we go to the global mapper program. Here in the desktop, then and open it, then open data file and to the following path: desktop Glob Cover 2009 version 2.3 color Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile, and we open this map of the land cover of Iraq and Syria, which is with the geographic longitude coordinates. So we convert it to UTM coordinate by tools, configure projection, and from the drop down menu we select UTM and zone 38 and datum WGS84, and then we press apply. The map is converted to UTM, then OK. Then we export the map by file, export vector over rider format with the shapefile extension, then OK, We define export area in the following path: desktop Glob Cover 2009 version 2.3 color Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile, Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile UTM, and we write the same name, Iraq and Syria land cover UTM, Iraq and Syria land cover UTM, then we press save and then OK. The combined shapefile map of the land cover for Iraq and Syria is exported with the UTM coordinates. Now we close the global mapper program. and the combined shapefile map of land cover of Iraq and Syria with the UTM coordinate, which was exported a while ago, is inside this file entitled Glob Cover 2009 version 2.3 column, and inside the file entitled Iraq and Syria land cover shapefile UTM. This map entitled Iraq and Syria land cover UTM with the shapefile extension is one that will be used in the implementation of the ArcSWAT program and other programs. And by that we have finished explaining Case 1A, which is the land cover map for the countries of Iraq and Syria, which is a group of the Glob Cover 2009 version 2.3 color from ESA.